Keisha went back to visit the family emu, and Josh and Gabi just want to hook up. Stay tuned, because we're going to be talking Young and Screwed.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hello and welcome to the Young and Hungry After Show here on AFTERBUZZ TV. We are here again, all three of us.
Yeah, having a dance partner.
Yes, we are. We're going to be discussing Young and Screwed, which is Season 4, Episode 10, the summer finale. What are your thoughts about having to wait for new episodes?
I'm not a fan. I want... Keep going, please.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Becca?
I honestly feel like there should be more episodes after tonight's episode, like at least like 2 more.
I know.
Yep.
And it makes me sad because like I don't like waiting in general, but let alone like if it's a show that I love.
Yeah, you don't want to wait.
I feel like my prediction is they're going to start filming here in a few months, and we're going to get like a like in 3 months we're going to get new episodes.
I
hopefully.
hope so.
Right?
That's what they've been doing the past, I want to say, year.
I hope so, because I was thinking like January, because I don't think they've started filming more episodes.
Not
I
yet.
believe.
They could. Netflix has spoiled me, though. Let me tell you that. When an
Binge
entire
watching.
season drops, I
then-
can spend 4 days of my life shamefully binge watching with half of America.
Doesn't it make you sad though, like when you binge watch and then it's over and then you have to wait another year, like Orange is the New Black?
I don't know, because you get an entire story arc that
That's
way.
true.
For,
I just hate
for multiple
waiting.
characters. I know.
Not a fan.
It's like Christmas.
I love binge watching, but I hate waiting.
Same. And
So.
also, speaking of hating waiting, Josh and
and
Gabi.
Gabi.
Let's talk about that. It opens up with the scene of them still in bed. And she's like, you got to get out of here. We cannot be seen together. This is wrong. Can never happen again. Get out of my bed and go home. And Sophia almost catches them. Mm-hmm. Almost catches them. He runs out on the terrace or whatever.
The fire escape, yeah. Yep.
She throws the shoe at him. Like Sophia nearly
So sweet.
caught him. Don't you? Like that was a little.
That was too close for, yeah.
Thought it was going to happen.
And like I know Gabi keeps stuff from Sophia sometimes, but like she's really, really keeping this a secret, kind of making it awkward and kind of going behind Sophia's back.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, it is Gabi, but it's kind of Gabi to a new extent.
Yeah, but what's new? What's the going behind people's backs on the show?
I mean, it kind of shows you how wrong and inappropriate she knows this is because
Yeah.
she knows Sophia is not going to put up with it.
I know. Exactly. And
Or she's jumping to a conclusion too fast about Sophia and
That's
her
true.
thoughts.
That's true.
But I mean, we see a little later in the episode, no spoilers yet, but Sophia kind of didn't take too well with what happened.
Yeah.
But I mean,
But-
she did walk in on a not a great moment. Or she was
She
walked in on.
Yeah, her privacy
Yeah.
was infringed upon in a big way.
Yeah.
I mean, and Gabi again could have told Sophia what was going on.
Yep. I mean, speaking of privacy being invaded, the whole reason that Sophia found out about them later on in the episode is because basically the apartment that Yolanda, Sophia, and Gabi are staying at has termites. So they're going to be spraying. They're going to be getting rid of the termites. So they all have to find a new place, and they were going to be put up at this nasty like hotel that apparently doesn't have crabs in the bar to eat at lunch.
Fake crab meat and real crabs in the bed.
Yeah,
And that-
exactly.
yeah,
Which
that's
is
awful.
so disturbing.
That was like my favorite part when she said they got fake crabs at the restaurant and like real crabs in the bed or something like that. I was like,
Yep.
oh my gosh.
I like. Oh, go.
No, I was just going to say, oh, Yolanda.
Yolanda.
I liked the part like someone's like, we're gonna be sleeping with Josh.
I know.
I'm like,
And
okay.
Josh is not
Not
happy about
awkward.
that because he's like, dang it, like I don't want Gabi to be here because it's gonna make me want to have with her. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Have blank.
with her.
Fill in
And
the blank.
so
It's
I
like
feel
Hangman.
like it was one of those things where he really did not want it to happen, but of course Yolanda and Sophia, they get their way, and so it's awkward. And speaking of that, Keisha is visiting her family. I guess there was like a distant cousin that like came forth, and like she's staying with the family on the farm. What are your thoughts on that? I know we talked about it briefly. Do you think she's going to be back to the show?
I think there's potential for her character to come back because it is a third cousin that just kind of fell out of the woodwork. Like it might not work out for her, and then she might be put back in foster care with Alan and Elliot.
I mean, I hope she'll be back because I kind of liked that family dynamic they were building
Yeah.
for Alan and Elliot. And
I know.
Keisha.
I did like the family element, and when we talked to the actress, her name was Demi, right?
Yes.
Her name is Demi. She's so cute, such a nice girl. And from what we talked to her, I got the impression that she was going to be on for at least a whole other season. You know what I'm saying?
Hopefully.
So I'm really hoping that
We're
she comes
crossing our
back.
fingers.
Like, she's such a good actress, super funny. She adds that great element with
No, I
Rex.
agree.
And I loved that. And I loved how Rex was so, or his character was so involved.
Heartbroken.
And heartbroken that Keisha was no longer there.
So heartbroken that he had to change your name to Pineapple.
And not only that, but he didn't want to stay at the house. He wanted to get out. So then they guilt tripped Josh into letting them stay. So it's basically this big camp out at Josh's apartment.
Yay!
Everyone's staying the night, and it's just
I'm fascinated by the concept of all the other rooms he has because we've never seen that. We've seen his office and his bedroom.
Yeah,
know.
no.
And the ground area. Like, I want to see what the other rooms are. That's just what I want.
Show us the other rooms.
yes. I love when they bring in new sets. I
Yeah.
absolutely love it. Like the diner, love the diner. I love Keisha's room that they brought in. Speaking of, the Keisha situation again, I do love that Alan was so, he was so there for Elliot. In
Yes.
the sense that Elliot was beside himself and Alan was just there for him, being supportive, loving, and I just thought that was really cool. And it was, we don't see Elliot so heartbroken very often. He's
Yeah.
very
Yep.
no, I don't like you type of thing. And he was so heartbroken.
It was so sad. No,
I love that, seeing that side of him.
this episode had to be my favorite Elliot and Alan episode so far.
Yeah.
Ever, probably.
This is really random, but I saw this person at Target the other day, and they had a really nice car, and they got out, and from the back in the side profile, I thought it was Rex, and I was so excited. I was gonna be like, I literally ran up to this person. I was gonna be like, "Hey, you bought me the blender. Remember me? It's Dakota from AfterBuzz TV, the Young and Hungry After Show." And thank goodness, right before I was about to say that, he turned around, and it was definitely not him. But I was a little sad.
You could have run up to a stranger and said, "Thank you for the blender."
I know.
That would have been so
Missed
great.
opportunities.
I know. I was so excited. I was like, "Oh my gosh!" He's getting out of a nice car. It must be him, And my friend was even like, "I think that is him." So I was getting ready to go over and say hi, and then right as I was about to
Oh, Dakota.
spill my heart out, I was like, "Ooh, that would have been awkward."
That's a little bit.
So did you just run up to a stranger and then slowly back away?
I didn't
Is that,
run up.
Is that what's happening?
I just approached.
I'm picturing that now.
I just approached gleefully, and then kind of
And then left.
my shoulders kind of slumped, and I kind of walked away
Gleefully, I
sad.
like that.
But one of these days. it will
Someday.
happen. One of these days. And so basically, I love the part where Gabi and Josh just keep walking in on each other. They just keep walking in on each other, looking sexy or doing weird things. Like Josh is working out. She gets a little hot and bothered, has to leave.
I have to say, I like that.
It was so funny.
What were some of the other scenarios?
Gabby was doing laundry
Yeah.
and she was bent over. And I love that in both of those, they had a smoothie and they were just drinking it. And then they were like, I have to go.
Okay.
I have to go somewhere else.
And my favorite was whenever he spilt the hot water on him or water, and she goes over and she's dabbing his pants with the cloth, and
You're rich, buy new pants.
yeah,
Yep.
you're rich, buy new pants.
About the we want to see more room thing topic, hashtag Josh Penthouse Tour. Thank you, Kayla.
Yes.
Yes,
That.
it's like one of those YouTube videos.
We just need an
house tour.
episode, Josh Penthouse Tour.
I know. Seriously.
Behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes. And speaking of being behind things, I mean, what?
What?
Basically, it's late at night, and Gabby's just, what is she, cooking, cleaning in the kitchen?
She can't sleep.
She can't
Yep.
sleep. Josh comes walking. He's like, "Oh crap!" And she's like, "I can't sleep." He's like, "I can't sleep, but it's not because I was thinking about anything."
Oh yeah, sure. Believable.
And so then they decide to have some hot cocoa and let their hormones chill for a
Yeah.
second. That doesn't go very well because
Yeah, that didn't work.
0.2 seconds, she was down on the floor with him, and we see shirts flying over me.
Shirts and
Flying.
towels just flying everywhere. And,
Yep.
and then who
Steamy
walks
freeform.
in?
Who walks in, guys?
Oh, Yolanda is sleepwalk eating, and then
Sleepwalk eating.
yeah, I liked that. I was like, yeah, same.
Did you like how her eyes looked so creepy? She was she was it
Oh no,
really
that was
looked like she was
great.
sleepwalking.
That was
Yeah.
fantastic. Oh,
That was, and the snore. I love that she had to duct tape the fridge shut.
I know. I love how she just grabs the marshmallows and throws them in her mouth, and they're like, "Okay, go along, go along."
okay. Bye.
They don't even make sure that she gets back in bed safe or anything. They're just gonna let her do whatever.
As long as she doesn't
She's
go on the
fine.
balcony.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh my gosh. So
terrible.
true. So true. And so, they finally decide, you know what, we really need to tell someone about this. Elliot was sleeping on the couch. He almost saw, but he was asleep. He comes out from under the covers, and literally they just a few feet away from him were getting it on. And
Sophia is awake at 4 a.m. taking a call
yeah,
from
Oh,
Logan.
from Logan Rawlings, and she's like, "Of course, it's 4 a.m. Of course I'm up,
Yeah.
Logan. What's going on?" So that was all going on. They had to tell someone. They were like, "You know what? We need to go to our therapist, Alan." So they
I
sit
love
down with
that.
him.
Then they went to Alan.
The voice
And
of reason
the
in this
voice of
whole
reason.
thing.
And I love how they came up with the idea where, okay, well, we can only do it 10 times before we start catching emotions. So we're going to get this yogurt punch card.
Sex punch card.
They can only have...
Odd idea.
How many times?
10.
10.
Because 11 would mean they like each other.
They can't have that.
Nope.
Nope.
Yes, they can.
And then we kind of go to this really great scene where Elliot is sitting there on the balcony, his purple lips, he's downed. I love it. It's like, did you drink? Alan comes in. Did you drink a whole bottle of wine? He's like, no, 1.5. And I was like, dying.
No.
That was so great.
Why do I feel like?
He had a Yolanda moment there.
Yeah, that was definitely a
He just
Yolanda
had a human moment. Like
That
I
too.
don't condone drinking 1.5 bottles of wine, but I also have no idea what a $4,000 bottle of wine tastes like.
Speaking of, they find out that it is a $4,000 bottle of wine that he got from a ship that was wrecked. And it was, that was Josh's, one of his prized little wine bottles. And they decide they're going to replace it by taking cheap wine, filling it up,
Which is genius.
and then sealing the top so then no one will know.
Yep.
And so I love that he got into trouble. I just love that. Of course that was a $4,000 bottle of wine.
Of course, yeah.
Love
He
that
couldn't
part.
grab a barefoot.
And what happens later is great
Right?
too.
Exactly. And I mean, we can kind of get into that a little bit. Basically, afterwards, Alan is there for Elliot again. He's having a hard time. And then finally, he's like, you know what? After they're bonding, they're getting the, hair drying the seal back closed. They're bonding, they're having fun. And he's like, you haven't said her name in I don't know how long. And he's like, oh my gosh, Keisha. And he's like, oh, you said her name without crying. And it was just a moment where I was like, you know what? We don't know if Keisha's going to be in our life 100% or not, but it was a great moment. We learned a lot. We love each other, and we're going to move forward and have a great life together.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
love their bonding in that sense.
It's so sweet. I definitely want them to do more moving forward and to have more. So whether or not that's Keisha coming back, which would make me very happy, or a new child coming into the mix, I think it adds a really good dynamic to the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Elliot and Alan
And
a lot.
they talk about they have their new little girl, which is a dog, an adorable dog.
So cute.
And of course, Josh sends his love by gifting them the $4,000 bottle of wine that they put cheap wine in.
Yeah.
And they were laughing you know what we're going to be doing with this? Regifting.
Yeah.
Regifting. That was hilarious. I was like, they're not going to have it as a fun little trophy of oh, this was some trouble we got into,
They just
sit it on
regift
the
it.
mantle. But no, we're going to regift this
Yeah.
$4,000
This
bottle
is-
of wine.
They'll
Yeah.
probably give it to Gabi in the future. Let's be real.
Ah,
She'll be all
if
excited
it comes
about
back.
I would love if it came back. But one of the things that was so great about this episode is that Gabi and Josh really wanted to get it on. And he
They did.
thinks that she is in the shower because Sophia is in Josh's shower because
my
she's
God.
staying there. And she's so just getting in the shower, and then all of a sudden Josh thinks it's Gabi up there, so he gets in the shower. So then poor Sophia probably saw everything. And then, Sophia finally
Sophia's scarred
says,
for life.
okay, I know what you guys are up to. And she gets super duper mad. And she walks out and she's like, you know what? I can't handle this. You're lying. I'm done dealing with your drama.
And
I'm
she's
outta
still
here.
in a towel.
And she
walks.
leaves.
She
was
walks
so
in the
mad.
elevator with the towel after. She said one of my favorite lines in the episode was, "You're over him. You're under him."
Oh, it was crazy. And then Gabi realizes, you know what? I'm being selfish. Josh kind of helps her and be like, hey, look, you're kind of being selfish. She's like, you know what? I think I am. I need to go and I need to, apologize. And she does. And of course, Sophia comes to her and is like, of course, I totally love you, totally forgive you. And, it's kind of funny. I was surprised. Gabi rips up the, punch card. So they decide they're going to go out and it's going to be fun. And then, of course, she comes back. She gets the punch card out of the trash can, and then Sophia's like, Scotch tape is on the fridge.
I love that level of friendship where they're just that great of best friends.
They just read
that
each
she
other's
already
minds.
knows. Yeah. They're like sisters.
It was great.
But I will say, it's not that noble if you're ripping up a punch card and you know that there's another punch card in existence that still has punches.
You know, it was one of those moments where she was like, you know what, cool, I'm better than that. I don't
A
need...
for effort.
And then she comes back, she's like, I kind of want that punch card again. I still have all full 10 punches left, you know?
Oh, yeah, because they started that after the first couple shenanigans.
So, guys, that's kind of our episode. Let's get in really quick to some predictions of what we think is going to happen in season 5. Want to talk about it?
Will it be season 4 or 5?
Well, that's something we've talked
That's
about.
something we don't know.
I feel like it's going to be season 5, episode 1, because that's how they've kind of been doing it now.
Yeah.
And I know that if they break it up, I feel like they don't have to pay them as much.
Well,
or maybe it's the other way
maybe
around.
what they'll do is they'll pick up Young and Sophia and have 10 episodes of Young and Sophia and then 10 episodes
Okay.
of Young and Hungry.
There you go. That'd be
That
really
could be
cool.
a thing.
So
I would
instead
love
of like
that. Yeah.
20 episodes of both shows or one of the shows,
Yeah,
then
that is very true. So, guys, let's get into predictions a little bit. What is one of your biggest predictions for season 5?
And now, your AfterBuzz TV
Predictions. Love it.
I don't want to go first.
You don't want
Josh
to go
and
first.
Gabby, that's all.
I have a feeling that Gabby's going to do some shady stuff, and Josh is going to get mad at her. They're almost going to get together, and then they're going to break up, and they're going to get together again, and they're going to find out they're not good for each other, and they're going to break up again.
No.
And then I have a feeling that Elliot and Alan will hopefully have Keisha again in their lives due to some crazy reason, like you were saying, about maybe the cousin flakes out or something crazy happens. I would love to see that. And then my final prediction is that Yolanda may find some love.
Oh.
I like that one. I was going to say, I agree with Alan and Elliot and then Gabby and Josh always. And I mean, we'll learn more about Sophia's job, but I would love to see Yolanda kind of get a storyline
Yes.
of her
'Cause she's
own
kind of
to
just
rock
there.
because she's fantastic.
She is.
Yeah.
She is.
To add to my prediction, I'm going to make my prediction really ridiculous and saying Josh and Gabby marriage.
Oh, that would be amazing. I would love that. And you guys, I totally forgot. We didn't get to introduce ourselves in the beginning, and I apologize for that. But Becca, where can everyone find you on social media?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Becca B Talks TV.
You can find me on Twitter at Michelle Cullen and on Instagram at Awkward Photographer.
You guys, thank you so much for watching. If you're watching on
thank you
YouTube,
so much for all the comments.
make sure to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to AfterBuzz TV's channel, follow us on social media. It'll be a great time. And if you're listening on iTunes, give us a 5-star rating, and we love you guys so much. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Mr. Dakota T. Jones. And if you love Baby Daddy, then tune in right now because we're getting ready to go live with Taj Mori on our Baby Daddy After Show. And Becca, do you have one more thing to say?
There's a lot of people watching today, so just
Thank
wanted
you
to
so
say
much.
thank you all so
Yeah.
much for chatting, seeing all of your comments, and I love reading them.
We
so.
love you guys. Seriously, we're going to keep reading them, and you guys are amazing. We love you, and we'll talk to you soon.
See you next season.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.